Children, nice to be back to you all, and we are now going to start with a new poem, An Elementary School in a Slum. This is going back to school, going back to education, and going back to the miseries, to the tragedies faced by the slum children in school and education. So let's begin. This elementary school, Classroom in a Slum, was published by Stephen Spender in 1964. The poem vibrates with the poet's political views and brings out the difficulties faced by the kids in slums. The poem was written to highlight the tragedies, the injustice prevailing at that time in the world in the slum schools. And now we begin with the first stanza to understand the poet's views about slum education. Right? So I'll be reading out the stanzas one by one. I hope you'll be able to follow, and as I will read, I will try to explain the stanza lines also. So try to keep your pen and paper ready so that we are able to note if we have to. Right? So we continue. Far, far from gusty waves, these children's faces like rootless weeds, the hair torn round their paler, the tall girl with her weighed down head, the paper-seeming boy with rat's eyes, the stunted, unlucky hair of twisted bones, reciting a father's gnarled disease, his lesson from his desk at the back of the dim class. One unnoted, sweet and young, his eyes live in a dream of squirrel's game in tree room other than this. Children, this classroom, this slum school is very pathetic. Their world, the slum children live in a world that is far removed from the open, healthy environment. Far, far from the gusty waves, far, far from the deep, heavy waves. These children's faces are like rootless weeds. These children's faces are like unwanted weeds. Rootless weeds are meaning unwanted, something unwanted. Their hair is unkempt, U-N-K-E-M-P-T. Unkempt means untidy. Okay, torn round their paler. Paler means pale faces. Their hair is unkempt. Note down a new vocabulary word, unkempt. Unkempt means untidy. And the tall girl. In this classroom, there are three children. The tall girl, one paper-thin boy, and one sweet and young child. The tall girl, how she looks? She looks down with her weighed down head, meaning that already the burden of the situation, the burden of the circumstances are stressing her down. She is exhausted both physically and emotionally. The paper-thin boy is skinny. His eyes have a scared look, like you see this line, with rat's eyes. Rat's eyes mean actually, the eyes have got a scared look. The rat's eyes are always scared. They are darting to and fro, left and right. Why? Because they are scared. And the boy's eyes were also darting to and fro and left and right like that. Means he was also scared. He was not confident. The stunted, unlucky hair. Hair means successor. The paper-thin boy was such an unlucky child of twisted bones. The whole body was full of twisted bones. Reciting, he has inherited, he has got a father's gnarled disease, a twisted disease of his father. He has inherited, he has got from his father, twisted bone disease. He was reciting means he was reading his lesson from his desk. First girl, the tall girl, was looking down. okay, with the burden of the responsibilities on her head. The second child, he was reciting, he was reading the lesson. He was only, full of twisted bones and paper seeming, paper thin boy with a scared look. The third child at the back of the dim class, of the unlighted dim class, one unnoted, sweet and young child was there, sitting at the back of the class, who is younger than the others. His inexperienced eyes, his innocent eyes are full of hope. He is not belonging to the class. His innocent eyes live in a dream of a squirrel's game. His eyes are full of squirrel's game. In pre-room, he is dreaming about playing games in the open, right? And perhaps the dullness of life, the seriousness of life, the tragedies of life have not touched him, right? We move on to the second stanza. On sour cream walls, donations, Shakespeare's head, cloudless at dawn, civilized dome, riding all cities, belled, flowery, Tyrole's valley, open-handed map, awarding the world its world. And yet, for these children, these windows, not this map, their world, were all their futures painted with a fog. A narrow street sealed in with a lead sky, far, far from rivers, capes and stars of words. Children, we are going to do it very slowly. I hope you are following. And very slowly I will try to explain the lines. On sour cream walls. Now you have seen the color of sour cream of white. What is the color of sour cream? It is of white. On sour cream walls. The classroom walls have a dirty appearance as they haven't been painted for a long, long time. Donations. Donations. They are living on donations of the rich. The school has to live on donations of the rich. In other words, these children they live in a world which is very dull and depressing. On the walls are displayed the names of people who have given donations. On the wall are displayed the names of the people who have contributed to this school. The half statue, the bust of Shakespeare. Bust means the half statue of Shakespeare with the background of a clear sky at the time of sunrise is also displayed on the wall. A Shakespeare's head, a picture of Shakespeare's head, half picture of Shakespeare, cloudless at dawn. Cloudless means it was clear sky that time. It was sunrise and it was clear sky. Okay. It is also there on the wall. A picture, a half picture of Shakespeare with the head against the background of a clear sky at the time of sunrise. The walls have a scenic picture of Tyrole's valley. Tyrole's valley, civilized dome, the picture of a dome, beautiful dome, riding all cities. The dome was very big, above all cities, picture of that. Belled, flowery, Tyrole's valley. This is the picture of Tyrole's valley with a dome, with flowery, beautiful picture of Tyrole's valley. It represents a world of heavenly beauty. The whole Tyrole's valley with its beautiful flowers, domes, they represent a beautiful world outside. Apart from all this, and yet, for these children, open-handed map awarding the world its world. Now see, the walls also have a map revealing the world which they view from the classroom windows, which is foggy and harsh. Open-handed map. There was a wall map, children. There was a wall map. Now, what all things were there on the wall? There were the names of the donations, those who had contributed. There was a picture of Shakespeare's head against the backdrop of a clear sky at the time of sunrise, right? Then, what else was there? There was Tyrole's Valley with its beautiful flowers and dome, right? And the fourth one, an open map. A wall map was also displayed on the wall, awarding the world its world, meaning revealing the world. World map revealing the world that they could see from the classroom windows, right? The classroom windows are foggy. They are not clear. They are foggy with dirt. They are foggy with dust, right? And yet, for these children, these windows and not this map, their world, and yet for these children, these windows are the map of these children. These windows are the world map, not the outside world. It represents a dark future with no hope for any betterment. The windows become the wall map, not the world outside, right? Their eyes can only view a narrow road. Now look at this. A narrow street sealed in with a lead sky, far, far from rivers, capes and stars of words. Now see, what is the meaning of this particular word where all their futures painted with a fog? Meaning the windows, the darkness, the dirtiness of the windows, they are their world, right? And that is their future painted with a fog, means with all dustiness, with all hopeless situation. The poet suggests that these children are trapped in a hopeless situation and their world is far, far away, right? Their world is far, far away from the world outside. It is far, far away from rivers, from capes and stars of words. It is far, far away from the literary world outside, from education outside. That is, the outside world is really blocked to them, right? A narrow street sealed in with a lead sky. There is no blue sky for them. It is a dark, cloudy sky. And what is happening? It is sealed. They cannot see the blue sky because on the windows, it is only fog. It is only what, children? Hopelessness of the situation. The dirt, the hopelessness of the situation, that there is no improvement, nothing waiting for them in future. Only a hopeless situation, a dark situation, a dark window, a dark sky, A narrow road, far, far away from the education, far away from the beautiful world outside. We will stop here and I will take you to the next stanzas in my next lecture. Thank you. Please revise the stanzas. If you have any doubts, please mention in your WhatsApp. Right? Thank you.